I've been doing these muscle of the week posts for going on like 2 or 3 months now, and they get really good feedback. I got a couple direct messages from some massage therapists out there saying, hey, I really like what you're doing, but can you also explain the treatment aspect of that as well? So this is our first video on that. And this week's muscle of the week is one of my favorites, the infraspinatus muscle. What's up, everybody? My name is Dr. Matt Maggio, and I'm the creator of the Peak Method, and I'm on a mission to solve the pain pill epidemic by helping people that are injured and in pain get access to quality hands-on soft tissue treatment. So this is our Muscle of the Week post. I talked about it in the copy of the post, like what the muscle is, where it is, how you feel it, what can happen with that. But I wanted to go more into the treatment side of that as well. So I have this model here, and this for reference will be a right shoulder. This is the front part, and then back here is the posterior part where that infraspinatus lies and lives. Now, what I end up seeing a lot of times with practitioners, specifically soft tissue practitioners, are they don't treat this area effectively because they're not accounting for a couple issues that you're going to see in this muscle. One is just the overall angle of the scapula. It kind of sits at like a 45-degree angle. And what happens is people go straight in, and then they end up being way too compressive on this muscle. So infraspinatus is really important in overall shoulder stability, motion of the shoulder, and just making sure everything moves really good. It gets loaded up with a lot of scar tissue, especially with people that have bad postures, that are sitting on their computer, on their phone, all day long. That muscle gets a lot of scar tissue. When that scar tissue builds up, it makes that muscle weaker and less flexible, but also puts more pressure on the joint, on the cartilage, and the tendons as well. So a lot of clients that you'll see will have like a rotator cuff tear. They might have a labrum problem, and a lot of times it started with an infraspinatus problem. And the thing about the infraspinatus is it's a very small muscle. It's very important, but what happens is people are way too compressive. When you're too compressive on it, you actually don't break that scar tissue down. So in order to break down scar tissue, you need proper depth and tension. What happens is everyone tries to get too much depth and not enough tension, and it doesn't break it down. Now, think about this muscle. There's not a lot in between there. You have some skin, some subcutaneous fat, and then really a little bit of the lat over top of it, not a whole lot, but you're going to get in there and that muscle is going to be right there, right on that spot. And what happens is people are just way too compressive. I say that infraspinatus probably needs maybe like 8 to 12 ounces of pressure on it to get to it. What happens is people crush it too much. So that's one thing you want to account for, is also accounting for that angle as well. You can't go straight into it, like I said, because of that 45-degree angle. You kind of got to go take it from a side. And when I set up in a treatment, I kind of have my elbow here where I get my depth going in like that and my tension with that body lean, but I set my whole body up to really account for that angle of that scapula in there. And a lot of people aren't doing that, but this muscle is so important in overall shoulder dysfunction. A lot of people think they're getting it, and if you're getting in there with your elbow and trying to grind on it or really deep on it, all you're doing is pissing it off. You're not really doing anything. You're just moving that muscle around. In order to break that scar tissue down, like I said, you need proper depth, then tension. And what happens is people just go here and here, and they don't really get an effective treatment on it. And if you got these shoulder cases that just really aren't responding as well to care as they should, it's probably because you haven't properly assessed and treated the infraspinatus. So that's my muscle of the week for this week. If you enjoy these videos, drop a comment, a like, or even give us a share. And if you want to learn more about my method and becoming a Peak Method trained practitioner and actually start fixing people, send me a message. I'm always here to help, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.